Seasoned criminal in the mix.
Follow me.
Let's be careful, she's a dangerous bitch. Fear no consequence, hit or miss. Take what you want and blows them a kiss. Nails on.
Hey guys. So, okay, so like I said, I promised that I would go back to those questions and see if I can add to what's already been done, okay? So, SB, you wanted me to do a foot torture video, and, I have done this exact video. You wanted this video to explain exactly what I would do with my feet and explain when I'm using different areas of my feet, what I'm doing and whatnot, and point to different areas. Once again, guys, I'm in my car. I cannot point to different areas of my feet, and certain things I cannot do. So I'm not going to be able to do that, okay? Since I've done this already and I can't estimate how long this is going to be, oh my gosh, like trees have fallen, or I don't know, maybe they were cut down. There's a storm of brewing. And so apparently some stores are going to close down early today. I don't know, brother. Anywho, yes, so like I said, there is a video that covers this already. I specifically talk about foot torture. On that video, when you go and look for that video, you will see the thumbnail for that video. It's feet. It's a bunch of feet. Okay, go look for that video. This video talks about that, if I'm not mistaken. But one video that I've done talks specifically about this in detail. So I'm going to do my best to expand. The next part we're going to talk about are, I guess, someone watching my elbow torture video wanting me to do knee torture. So I guess I'm going to try to combine the two while I'm scooting through the town, trying to get from place to place in time. And my lighting has, I don't know, gone to church. So, with my feet, so when I spoke to you guys about my previous foot video, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I had mentioned one particular thing that I love doing, with my feet and my toes, when you feel that meat underneath your toes, I don't know why I came this way again. You feel that meat underneath your toes, bunched up underneath the crevices of your toes. I like that feeling. So I like to put my foot on the penis and roll it with the ball of my foot. And while rolling it toward me, I like to feel the meat of the penis bunch up into the crevices of the folds of my toes, just underneath there. Maybe did I do that video for this video? Maybe this is the video I did this for. I don't know. Anyway, but I like to feel that. So also it's just like it's just the feeling of something soft and squishy underneath your feet, and to know that is pleasuring someone, that is just really interesting. I also like to get the penis into the arch of my foot, that very arch. So I put my foot down on it while it's kind of resting like on a table, because that would be the best place for it to be resting, to feel the full figure, the fullness of it. And I like to, preferably when it's like hard, because then it's thicker, it's bigger, and it's a little harder, put the arch of my foot directly over that and, press down and see if I can get the ball of my foot and the heel of my foot to touch the table. And how painful would that be? Would it be painful at all? Like, how much crushing I can get? Can I get? Some people have really flat arches of their feet. My arch is slightly curved. It's a regular arch, so that should be interesting, especially if I were to press my foot toward the inner part, because the arch is a little deeper there. Woo! Anywho, yeah, just kind of like slapping a penis with the with the toes, just kind of like slapping it around like this, just with your toes, right? That could be interesting. Anyway, guys, I think what you should do is go and watch that other video. It's very detailed. I don't want to repeat the same things I've repeated. I'm kind of feeling like while I'm doing this video, like this is the video that I did for this, and because there's no possible way that someone asked me to do the very same video that's already been done. Moving right along. Knee torture, guys. So we move from the knee, from the elbows to the knee. Now, we spoke about, now if you guys would notice, I didn't have many examples of, persons being elbowed in the groin. I don't have many of those examples to show you because, like I say, I'm looking for little videos with elbow in the groin antics, right? And I can't find anything, like nothing. Every time I try to find an elbow, they kind of move from the elbow to the knee. I could find a handful of things, if that, right? So, like I told you guys, to elbow somebody in the knee is something that is one of the least done ball busting tactics. Because you're never in a good position to be able to do that. Now, kneeing someone in the groin is a completely different thing because, listen, there's opportunities upon opportunities to knee somebody in the groin. So, it's just as simple as, the knee and the groin where you walk up to someone, you put your two hands on their shoulders, one hand on either shoulder, and pull them toward you and knee them in the groin with as much effort as you possibly can. Even though you're not reaching back from a far distance, so that the impact could be amazing, could be great. When you knee someone in the groin from that closely, it's a pretty good impact because, it's pretty good impact. That's all I'm saying. I'm kind of just wanting to get out of this line of traffic. There's a huge accident up here. Let me see. I kind of do not want to pass this accident, but I kind of feel like I may have to. But anyway, so when you grab someone like that and you knee them in the groin like that, it's really good. It's a really good knee groiner. Like that one works very well, right? How else? What other opportunity would you have to knee someone in the groin? You can knee someone in the groin by mistake, just like absolutely by mistake. Like, oops, my gosh, I didn't. Like, just by mistake, you can knee someone in the groin because it's just that easy. So someone is attacking you from the back, and you can't knee anyone in the groin from the back, but someone runs up on you, right? A lot of times when people run up on you and they hold a gun to you or something, there are times they run up on you from the front because they want you to see them. They want you to see that they have a gun, and they want you to feel threatened and all that jazz, right? And so they run up on you, and you see them coming toward you in the front on. Now, when someone has a gun, you don't necessarily want to make many sudden moves because anything can happen. That gun can go off by mistake even. We don't want that. However, when you see someone run up on you and they're facing you, you have that opportunity right there. You prepare yourself. You get that knee ready. You draw that leg back. When they run up on you, you bring your leg from the back and knee them in the groin. Like, let me tell you, with all the impact you can possibly muster, you need that dude in the groin, okay? Like, that will stop him in his tracks. That will be a really, really good one. Also, how else can you summon the groin? I just like the idea of, like, okay, check it out. You're holding out your knee, right? So you're standing there. You've got your knee. You've got your foot propped up on, like, say, a wall or, say, a bed or whatever. So it's propped up so that it can stay firmly in position, right? And so someone comes running toward you, especially someone that or someone who is voluntarily doing this with you, right? And so they run up to you and see if my knee will hit you directly in the groin without me having to dodge or move. And I think that easily you can once again get someone in the groin. Like, all they got to do is run towards you with the knee poking out, and bam! Especially if you're standing up. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how that happened. That vehicle is all the way through there. There was another vehicle also that was involved. It was like a van, a taxi van. I hope there weren't any passengers inside. There are so many. Do you see all these huge trucks on the road first thing in the morning? It's crazy. There was driver inside, but I don't know if there were any passengers inside. So I guess we'll hear about that one later on. But also kneeing someone in the groin, like just for fun, if someone would just kind of let you knee them down. So if someone is standing, right, and they're pressed up against, say, a wall or whatnot, and you walk up on them and you knee them in the groin from front on, right? Do you think that you can knee someone in the groin from the back? So if you're in the back of them, right, and they are, of course, their back is facing is to your front, or your front is facing their back, and you draw back and you knee them in the groin from the back, do you think that that knee will land directly in the groin? And I say yes. I say yes because when you get that knee up there, just the leg portion, I think that even if the thigh portion is long enough that when your knee goes through the leg, that something is going to hit those nuts, okay? Whether it be the knee or the part of the thigh that's closest to the knee, those nuts are going to get somehow busted, okay? You can try that to see how well that works. Could be interesting. Put on a pair of knee pads and knee the shit out of that groin. I think that would hurt quite a bit. Because when you're kneeing someone in the groin, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of strength to knee someone in the groin because you're using your leg. Whenever you use your leg to inflict pain, whether it be with the foot by kicking, the strength from your upper body is being directed through your legs. And so it's like, the strength when you have to kick downwards, especially, oh my gosh, like that's intense. So if you put the knee pad on, then you can you knee them in the groin with the knee pad. Oh my god, that's going to be intense, from the front or from the back, from any angle. But I think it would be more impactful if you were to do it from the front, okay? Because you got a direct hit on the groin region. That was my friend who just died. You know what? Even though it's more convenient to knee someone on the groin, I think it can get boring. Just because your knee can't move at like a 360 degree, and so you can't knee someone from the side of the knee. You can try. You can try, like, put your legs together, right? And someone's at the side of you. You can try clapping your knees together. You would then get them at the moment that you open your knees for the clap or from the clap, and then get them in the groin from the side of the knee. You understand what I'm saying? But they have to be standing right there next to you, okay? Like right next to your side for you to get them good. And you still don't know what that impact's like. I don't know that it would be very great. So that's one way to try to get them from the side. Like I was saying, even though there's more opportunity to knee someone in the groin, really the only way you can knee someone in the groin is front on, direct impact from the front. Maybe they can be standing at an angle, standing on top of someone, just something. It cannot be a tall object, but a very short object, so that I don't know if it would even make sense for them to stand on anything, because if that person is standing in front of you, that is the best height to be able to get them in the groin, So, keep playing. Like I was saying, even though there's more opportunity to knee someone in the groin, dude, it can get boring. You ever thought about that? It can get real boring. All I can think of is just like ways to knee you in the groin. So you can be laying on the bed, right? Oh, this is another way. Lay him on the bed, and you get on top of him, and with one of your legs and on your knees on the left side of him, and your other knee, say your right knee, in between his legs. Okay, so he's laying there on the bed and you're on top of him in such a position as I just mentioned, right? And with your one knee in between his legs, you want to kind of draw your leg back and knee the crap out of those groins, out of that groin, like right there, while you're on, say, your hands and knees, and just knee up, and just knee up while laying on the bed. That should be pretty interesting, I would say. Also, to get a good knee, so while someone is sitting down, you can have them, say they're sitting on a bench or a chair, put your hands onto the back of the chair while you're hovering, leaning over him. And although, maybe you'd want to put a few cushions underneath his butt area, because what you may risk doing is just busting that knee on the chair. We don't want to bust yourselves up. We just want to bust you up. That's it. Really. So we're gonna put some cushions under there just in case. And unless we're gonna have him sit on a nice soft cushiony couch, okay? We don't want him sitting on a wooden chair to bust ourselves up, okay? So he's sitting there. You put your hands on top of his shoulders and lean in and just knee that groin, right? Knee the groin, right? Also, some of those positions I talked about, getting him in, say, a back standing position, a backward handstand, and so you can get his mid region poking up, and you can grab him by the waist and just kind of knee the shit out of that groin, just knee the groin. Can you imagine? You're kind of pulling him into you by the waist and also kneeing in the groin at the same time. That is a lot of pressure. That would kill. Okay, so there's that. And guys, I don't know, there's only so many ways. While it is effective, and while there's more opportunity to do it, there's only so many ways you can knee them in the groin. You can try to fit them into different positions so you can get that groin nice and visible. But I think about twisting my knee in different positions and doing it from the back or from the front. You're not gonna catch that line, I promise you. Okay, I promise. I'm doing it from the back, from the front. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there are so many opportunities, and at some point you're gonna want to move on from the knee, because it's like, okay, I'm done with this. Is there anything else I can do? You can try putting different things, like for instance, you can get like a pack, right? Put some rocks in it, tie it around your knee, tie it around there with some rope so it stays in place, and then you can knee somebody in the groin with that. With all that stuff in there, oh my gosh, can you imagine how much that would hurt? Like freaking crazy, that would hurt. You can put different things in there. I like trying little pins and stuff so you can get a little stick in there. Like what happened? But not like a lot, or not like really like poking out so it really pierces deeply into the skin. Just to kind of like jab something just a little bit. Oh, it hurts a lot. So you're pounding those testicles with that knee, and inside the covering on the knee, there's like stones and like little pins and stuff in there, little nail pieces, and those are tied and stuffed in there and nice and compact in there and tied up with the rope, and you're kneeing the shit out of somebody's groin with that. Can you imagine? He'd be in there screaming his stinking head off, and I would be laughing mine off, okay? Because that would be fun. Watch me drive up into this people. Crazy. So, alright, somebody requested that maybe at the end of my videos, I can give you guys a little test. So, I thought I would love to try this, right? So, there may be many of you who are alone. You do not have a lovely lady with you who can help you get your balls nice and busted. So, maybe you have to do it yourself. So, in private, guys, I would like you to prepare yourself one of those bags that I just talked about. Remember, I talked about filling a bag or a sack with stones and nails and pins and maybe a few other little sharp objects and then getting it nice and compact. So I want you to get a bag. You can get even you can get even a pillowcase. I want you to fill the pillowcase with rocks. Now I need you to get I want you to fill the pillowcase with rocks and stones, shells, all kinds of things I want you to put in there, nice and sharp, sticky things, right? I want you to tie the ends of it so that everything is compact in one position, in, say, the center of the pillowcase. Tie one end and then push everything in, make it nice and compact, and then tie the other end. Then I wanted you to get a piece of rope. Now I want this nice, thick, like sailing rope. You know that rope that they have in the boat? If by any chance you can get a piece of that, please do. So you tie it up with the nice, thick, hard rope. Now this rope is gonna have some effects on you as well, because it hurts. Can you imagine, even especially someone doubling that thick boating rope, I don't know what kind of boating, sailing rope, whatever it is, and beating you in the nuts with that? Can you imagine how much that would hurt? Just kind of whipping the shit out of you with that rope. That rope is almost half as thick, half the size of my arm, dude. No. So anyway, wrap that around. Make sure everything is nice and compact. I want you to put it across. Say, for instance, I think the best way to do this, I think that maybe the best way to do this, because, you know, how I need the pressure. Okay. Put it on top of, say, a couch handle. So you're sitting on, say, a single couch. So put it on top, rest it on top of the couch handle. And then I want you to, while sitting on top of the back of the couch, I want you, after it's nicely positioned there, to raise yourself up and jump, legs open, onto that torture bag, okay? And I want you to tell me how that felt. So you can do that over and over, because, I mean, that should feel amazing, right? And this is one way, that should feel amazing, right? But this is one way to ball bust you, to ball bust yourself in the groin, you know. I think that should be interesting. Try that. Let me know how that feels, guys. It's been good talking to you today, and I will be in touch. Love you. Remember to subscribe and to like. You don't have to share, but send me a request to the email provided, okay? Bye.
Seasoned criminal in the